Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, Friday, June 20th, 2025. Post market wrap up. We're going to talk about stuff here. Some of it isn't pleasant, but look, man, you guys aren't here to have sunshine blown straight up your crack, are you? No, you're here for the truth, no matter how it is. I mean, this is just coming apart with this new guy that President Trump wants to head the Federal Reserve. The guy is a parrot, a mirror of himself. I will talk more about that in just a moment. What we can expect and why this market isn't falling to the freaking floor is because it knows what's coming. That is massive currency devaluation, skyrocketing debts and deficits like you can't even possibly believe. A slum condition across the whole free world as the middle class is erased. It's an incredible thing, a slave world, honestly. Anyway, look, let me just get my bearings on. Wisco, thank you. I appreciate that. Love you right back, man. So there's a 10-year yield today. A little bit of a drop, nothing much. As you probably can tell, I'm a little disgusted. I really am. I'm disgusted. It's just not going to stop as much as we want it to. The dollar index can't even hold anything. I mean, this is an incredible thing. The dollar has lost its ability to even stand on its own anymore. And what is about to happen is going to make this a lot worse. More currency devaluation. The world wants nothing to do with the dollar anymore. You got nations around the world building ways to circumvent the dollar. And all this means is, again, all these extra bills that are floating around the earth, it's going to come back here even faster. There's not a single roadblock right now to stop it. It just almost appears like this is deliberate, doesn't it? Mitch, thank you. I appreciate that too. Market didn't do anything today, basically flat pretty much across the board. Pressure on gold, silver, and a little bit on crude oil. Okay. But again, what a run up in crude oil. It's been epic. Even Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies as well. Can I talk about solutions instead of whining? This must be a new person here. The solutions are in our face. Okay. We must return purchasing power to the currency. That is the key here. Okay. This is someone here that's obviously looking to disrupt us all. We're going to welcome this person here and give them the benefit of the doubt that maybe they just don't understand. The fact of the matter is the currency is the backbone of the system. If we return purchasing power to the currency, what's your name, Scooterville here? Okay, the consumer would consume and factories would produce. We could wake up the economic engine of the United States, but that's not what's going on. The polar opposite is going on, okay? This is pretty much self-explanatory. And, I welcome all the new people here, but when they start off like that, you know where they're coming from. They don't want to hear the truth. This is a truth channel, okay? They don't want to hear it. They really don't want to hear about a solution. They just want me to praise Donald Trump or whoever else, it may be even Bidenstein creature, who wasn't my favorite guy either, if you recall. But that's okay. Anyway, guys, so let's move forward here. So we understand that we just found out of the UK that their supermarkets are seeing a very ominous downturn where consumers, even in the UK, and it's happening here too, I'm going to show you this in a moment, are cutting back on spending with regard to food products. That means that's a whole other industry that's going to also fall under pressure here. Now, here in the United States, this is Kroger. Many of you probably shop at Kroger. Consumer spending habits are changing. What's happening here with Kroger's, and they're reporting that the consumer, instead of reaching for, let's say, the healthy food or the healthier food, is now opting for the cheaper stuff, which is going to, even baby food, which guarantees that their health is going to fail. And this is going to help, of course, Big Pharma. Scooterville, did I explain that to you in a way that you can understand how again, we could solve all of this problem by returning purchasing power to the currency, but that's not going to happen. Not with the vice president who's screaming from rooftops, and a president along with his new Fed pick, Trump's Fed pick, saying, we're going to devalue the currency even further. Even the Federal Reserve itself, in its current form, made a statement today. So what people are doing, and I'm sure this is some of you as well, who can't survive in this environment where the middle class wipeout is happening, small businesses being destroyed. It all comes down to the currency. And this is going to get monumentally worse moving forward, unfortunately. So people can't even buy the good food anymore, not even for their infants. So that should tell you something about where we're going. Now, with regard to other news on the economy and everything. So Fed Governor Waller, another thing creature, says central bank rate cuts could start as early as July. I believe they will. Okay. If you recall, I said June, July. Well, July looks like the target to me where they're going to start cutting. They don't even need to do it anyway. You have to understand the mechanism going on here. The mechanism is vast debt expansion anyway. Via whatever mechanism they can come up with, whether it was the war in Yemen for 2 months, was cost the United States hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars. And of course, the murder of tens of thousands of innocent lives. This was a report I spoke about. The World Council of Churches, a Christian organization that represents 580 million Christians, did their own research there and said that the United States was responsible for the death of tens of thousands of innocent people. And of course, that looks very good to the United States by the Almighty. I'm sure you would all agree. That was Donald Trump who had to do that again. Him and his sidekick there, they don't, they're not aligned with God in any way, shape, or form. Anyway, so this is Trump's pick. This is what it looks like. It's also not human. So Trump appointee at the Fed, he is doubting tariffs will fuel inflation. Again, he must say this. This is exactly what's coming out of the mouth of President Trump. It's not going to affect you. Those costs aren't going to be passed on to you. He's aligning himself with the president, of course, so backing rate cuts moving forward. Rate cuts means what? Currency devaluation. We all lose. Okay. Now, Goldman Sachs, look at the wording here. A new world order. Goldman Sachs, yes, it's real. A new world order is redirecting capital from the United States towards Europe. You see, people like you and I here, we used to be called conspiracy theorists for using that term. Now it's the front page of Market Watch. Make that up. All right, let's talk about this, guys and girls. 15 years ago, I wrote a paper called Global Debt and the Human Bubble. Most of you, at least I hope you have read that. It got a lot of attention when it first came out. It was picked up by I don't know how many publications. We're seeing the effect of it even worsen, as we said it would 15 years ago. So this is in your inbox right now. If you do subscribe to my new Freedom platform, I'm going to read this to you in its entirety. Okay. Generally, this stuff is for those of you that have chosen. There's over 1,000 of you right now who have decided to, join this movement here. And I want this to grow exponentially from here because I believe in all of you. And together we must unify and we can make a difference if we choose to do so. So the grave truth no one will say. 15 years ago, I wrote a piece called, and I put a link to it, Global Debt and the Human Bubble. The grave truth no one will say. There is no solution because the problem is mathematically impossible to solve. The debt-based economic model unleashed by the central banks and allowed by corrupt politicians demands perpetual borrowing to survive. Every unit of currency must be created as debt, and so to survive, we must borrow more, and more forever. But forever doesn't exist. As debt grows, it artificially props up resources, lifestyles, and the population. We've created We've created an environment for ourselves. We've allowed this to happen where we have borrowed from the future to build the now, which is not sustainable. The global debt and the global population has risen in tandem. What do you think is going to happen when the global debt bubble bursts? You think this is going to survive? Thousands, millions of people are going to die around the entire world. Think about what I'm saying. Global debt and population in tandem. Do you think once the global debt bubble bursts that the population is going to still rise or maintain where it is? There's going to be an extinction level event. Period. Let us move forward here. Again, an artificial environment has created artificial life. This is not real. I've been telling you guys and girls, none of this is real. Everything you're seeing is nothing but an illusion. And that should scare you because again, the mechanism here, there's no stopping it. We could stop it. But what are they doing here? President Trump now getting in a guy who's going to lie to you, tell you every lie that comes out of his mouth is going to be parroted now by the Federal Reserve. Okay, I told you guys, we discussed this. There's no separation here. President Trump, Biden, all of them, they work for the central banks. But at least President Trump has the guts to say it. And I have to give him credit. He actually comes out and says to you, we need a weaker dollar. He's saying, I'm going to kill the dollar, which means I'm going to wipe out the middle class, wipe out the economy, wipe out small businesses, destroy the industrial engine of the United States, destroy America from within. At least he has the guts to say it. Biden didn't have the guts to say it. Biden also didn't publicly say, I demand a weaker dollar or lower rates. He couldn't say it because the man was off in la-la land for a lot of other reasons. But at least we have a leader who's specifically aligned himself with the devil and is willing to tell you, speak right out of the mouth of Satan himself. And people, again, as we've read about in, of course, the book, will follow these people right into the pit. Does that sound about right to you? Anyway, what I just described to you here is the human bubble. What comes next? It's pretty easy. You're not just going to see defaults. You're not going to see an economic collapse. You're going to see global death on an unprecedented scale. Tens of millions in every continent will perish when the debt and human bubble burst in tandem. This is not sensationalism. It's mathematics, and it's already unfolding. This really should be right to you. Are we all kind of on the same page here? I think we are at least. But what does this mean for I and I? Okay. Being that we understand this, people gives us enormous strength, power. Again, first of all, we got to unify here. I really believe that there was a lot more unification here. And that was something I'm trying to grapple with a little bit. I want more of us to commit to, let's say, the freedom platform that I've created for all of you, that we've created. Is our thing. It's not just my thing. We're family here, guys and girls. We're going to need each other more than you can ever imagine as we move forward into this a new dark age, a new very dark age moving forward. Currency devaluation is how they're wiping us out. And it's not just here in the United States. It's around the world. And we're seeing this everywhere, the same phenomenon. Central banks, puppet leaders, all doing the same thing. And what are people doing about it? Nothing. They're sitting back as they've been programmed to do. Not you. I mean, you guys and girls, like I said, over 1,000 of you have already joined my freedom platform. Link in the description of this video. And we're going to put something together there that's going to, look, man, every revolution, what that is, that's a revolution. Clemente, thank you. I really appreciate it so much. All business, list prices, yeah. It would be nice. But then look, man, we could change it. President Trump could change this all around. You know that. The Gold Reserve Act of 1934, 7 seconds to kill the Federal Reserve. 7 seconds. Instead of President Trump choosing this creature. This is not a human being either. It's a thing that is going to lie to you like you've never been lied to before. And people know it's a lie, but they're going to swallow it anyway. And they're going to ask for seconds. Okay. Instead of this happening, President Trump could literally right now, this very second, while he's deciding on what he's going to do, the decision's already been made. The decision is to destabilize. And this is, of course, going to play out very badly for everyone here. He could end the Federal Reserve in 7 seconds by the time he finishes his signature, instituting the Gold Reserve Act of 1934. It doesn't even have to pass legislation. It's already there. It has to just be signed into law. President Trump could revalue gold at whatever price he wants to and then monetize the gold, back the dollar with it. The Fed, gone. We return purchasing power to the currency. What do you think would happen? What do you think would happen if this occurred? You think the rest of the world would be turning their back on the dollar as they are now? U.S. now lost its AAA reserves, AAA status here. With regard to debt is not even safe anymore. U.S. debt used to be. The world would want our dollars, okay? The world would want our product, would want everything. But right now, we're being shunned. And even our allies here want nothing to do with us anymore. Even the European Central Bank itself is trying to take the euro and dethrone the dollar. Oh, you know about this. We covered it right here. It's unbelievable what we're seeing here. We're being literally destroyed from within. And you guys and girls, I know I'm sitting here preaching to the choir on this, but I have to agree with you. Trump doesn't have Bibi's permission to do that. I think President Trump is a puppet of Bibi. You know exactly who that is, and he will. If Net and Loco said jump, Trump would say, "How high, sir?" I mean, come on, guys. Let's see what this is all about. It's an incredible thing to see. It's an incredible thing. It really, really is. Anyway, guys, listen. Please join me. Honestly, commit to this. And maybe, look, this is the remnant here. Okay, I got a ton of subscribers to this YouTube and a ton of free subscribers to my Substack. But let's commit to something else. 10 cents a day, 11 cents it actually is if you do the yearly subscription. I mean, this is really just too much for people to come together here, but it's the remnant. You guys are the remnant. And that's really who matter to me, honestly. The rest of these people, I don't know what they want. They're living in a dystopian society that's coming apart, but they don't want to even, that's it. They want someone else to do it. They don't want to take any action themselves. That's not you see, because you and I are working toward something else. Right, Jonathan? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Well, at first we would feel pain, Jonathan. You're 100% right. Of course it would. The whole reset of the system. It's going to be reset anyway. Any kind of a reset, it wouldn't be instant glory. Okay, going back to the Gold Reserve Act of 1934. But what they're resetting us to is something much, much worse. Something with extreme control, programmable money, expiration date money here, cash. Okay, it's not real money. I think we're pretty much on the same page. Love you right back, Anonymous. You know that. Love all you guys and girls. All right, look, I don't know what else really there's to say. I mean, could you make this stuff up? Anyone that would have said this just a few years ago would have been a conspiracy theorist. Now the front page of Market Watch coming right out of the super bank itself. Make that up. You like this guy? Is this a face that you want to see talk once a month out of the Federal Reserve's freaking mouth? This is the guy Trump has chosen. Does this look like a guy who's going to tell you the truth? Could you imagine, honestly, if Biden would have been aligning himself more so than Trump is with the Federal Reserve and all those people out here who really, they didn't get it. They didn't get it last time when President Greg, you're wrong. This was last time. Trump's getting in the Fed. I'm going to laugh at you at the end of Trump's term, last one, when the Fed is gone. Who's laughing? Well, I'm not laughing because I'm that kind of guy, but I could laugh. And the same thing right now. There's a lot of YouTubers pushing that. How can they say that when something like, they know that Trump could end the Fed in 7 seconds, but they're in a delusion. They've been lied to and deceived on a massive scale, and they can't snap out of it. It's impossible. They just can't do it. It's unfortunate. Really, we're seeing history repeat itself over and over again. We have, the new Pharaoh, the new Nebuchadnezzar, Nimrod. It's just all the same. It doesn't stop. It's just history repeating itself over and over again. Of course, that's the face of a thief. Any creature that is a spokesperson for the Federal Reserve, which isn't even the boss of bosses. You got to go up the chain. The IMF would be the next level up here. The World Bank. I mean, all of this here. The whole system is orchestrated on an incredible scale. But for those of us who are awake enough to see it, and even with this, you got this Waller. Waller is their go-to guy. Have you noticed that? Waller, always the go-to guy. Let's float Waller out because this guy will say anything. Although I believe this is true. The Fed is going to, like I said, though, even though the Fed's going to start the cut rates, do they really need to do that? What just happened? The trade deficit, all the debts and deficits, all of them. Pick one. They're ballooning and ballooning and ballooning and ballooning. Oh, Greg, you're wrong. It's all going to stop because Doge is going to find trillions of dollars. They found nothing. It actually cost us money. Oh, you don't believe that? Maybe you should look it up. Yeah. And I said it was a fraud from day one. And of course, I was ridiculed and laughed at. It's funny how I always get to laugh last, isn't it? Look, man, I don't enjoy doing it. I really don't. It's just too easy. Where's Oink Man? Where is Oink Man? I think they buried him somewhere. Anyway, guys and girls, so that's kind of what's going on. Yes, then you got the BIS. The BIS is the real institution that's just do your own research into these institutions. The BIS here, for example, absolutely untouchable, operates in complete secrecy. There's nothing that they can do that is under the jurisdiction of any nation on the planet. No law, no decree, no anything. There we go, guys. That's kind of where we're at. Anyway, sleeping with the fishes. Exactly, Lava. The Oink Man is sleeping with the fishes. Anyway, it's all falling, KN. Thank you for being here too. This is another one. I love her. She's awesome. You've inspired several things out of me, and you know what I'm talking about. Jonathan, thank you again. Should we start a movement? I wish, dude. Yes, we gotta unify though. I really feel like Axiom. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you here. Hold on to it, Ray 035. All this stuff, man. Come on, you guys know how I feel about this. I don't think we've seen anything really when the real meltdown occurs. And again, it's not going to be the stock market where everybody's looking. You got to look at the debt market, and what's happening here in the debt market is astonishing. Really, again, the world doesn't want our debt. The Fed is fulfilling its goal to be the lender and buyer of last resort. They're buying it all. Imagine if the Fed wasn't monetizing all the debt, what would happen here? Again, the global debt, the population rising in tandem, debt bubble bursts, say goodbye to millions of people around this world. There will be pandemonium in the streets. There'll be a fight for survival. And this is, again, this is how they're going to institute full control. They're going to say, okay, we have a solution here. This is it. And the world is going to turn into a slum state, except for the 1% and 2%ers who are going to sit up there in their lofty chairs and laugh at all of us. But you see, there's more of us than them. If we literally could unify here, and that's what I'm trying to build here with this Freedom Channel here, is look, it's got to start somewhere. That's a revolution over there. I'm telling you right now. I've been telling you guys and girls, we need a revolution over there. We could do something real. No censorship. Nothing. Our sanctuary, our thing. We say what we want. We do what we want. It's up to you guys and girls. It's really up to you. Anyway, that's kind of it. It's kind of where we're at. Any other questions you guys want to cover here before? You can't have a debt jubilee. The dollar is a unit of debt. What would happen to the dollars you own? You don't even own them. What am I talking about? You're holding. The dollars you are holding, all of us, these are units of debt issued by a central bank. Any kind of a so-called debt jubilee means the currency goes to zero, which means you lose. Can't happen. We have to go back to a commodity-backed system to save if anything here. Raising interest rates would also return purchasing power to the currency, but would it take a long time? Right, Jonathan? You know what I'm talking about. Exactly. You see what Jonathan said? 100% right. Whoever's talking about a debt jubilee, we've been hearing about this, doesn't understand even the most basic principles of economics and finance. Again, returning purchasing power to the currency, we could do this immediately by going back, by instituting the Gold Act of 1934, or we could start raising rates dramatically. Okay. Yes, there would be some pain, but nothing compared to where we're going. But because the currency, it would take a while. Look at what Paul Volcker did back in the 70s when he dramatically started raising rates. Initially, it was a recession, but then we went into an economic boom, the biggest that we've ever seen before. And then, of course, lower rates come on, and again, inflated bubbles, economic and financial distortions. But you see, no one's going to tell you that. Not VP Vance, not Donald Trump, and certainly not Donald Trump's mirror over here. They almost look alike in a strange kind of a way. I don't know. Trump wants himself everywhere. Trump is trying to exalt himself. You remember when President Trump said he was going to build a tower to himself? He had the whole thing on his own Truth Social on the dead bodies in Gaza. That's blasphemy of the highest order. And I'm telling you something, God is watching. And America is paying for it. Yeah. This is a spiritual war. And we are in a lot of trouble unless we turn this stuff around. I think we're pretty much on the same page. All right, guys, listen, it's Friday. So that means you're not going to see this guy again until Sunday for my markets to look ahead. It's raining again here. Couldn't race yesterday. I wanted to bring the copo out. That's okay. God is cleaning the earth, man. He's taking care of the planet. Anyway, guys, love you all from the heart. Yes, jaw love all the way. 100%. You guys and girls know that. We will resume the festivities here. What would be the best rate? That's a really good question. Hold on a second before I get going. We need to start raising rates. Honestly, it has to start off with this may sound a little out there to me, to anybody who's listening here, but instead of these token 25 basis point cuts that we get, we need to see half a point after half a point after half a point raises in succession over a period of time. But the problem is there's a massive lag effect here, Jonathan. That's a great question. There's a massive, massive lag effect with regard to how long it would take to turn this around. If it doesn't start now, the inflationary tsunami that's coming at us, it's going to be so absolutely epic. Again, they want us on our knees. They want us to beg for a new system. True. Do I miss Vegas? And I loved Vegas. It was a great place for a long time, but I really do love it here. My neighbors are good people, honestly. So anyway, but with regard to the situation here, there are solutions here. It looks like the person that was asking us for it, he was just here to disrupt, which I knew that's what it was. And as soon as I tell him what the solution is, he runs away and goes suck his thumb off in a corner. That they have no choice, because the truth is, just like God is, the truth is as well. And people know. People just know it. Right, Robert? Thank you for being here, buddy. All you guys are goes, thank you. Listen, please, join a lot of us here, over 1,000 of us. You have nothing to lose. You could cancel this. If you're unhappy in 1 month, just cancel it. You got nothing to lose. I guarantee you're going to love it. It's a space for all of us. It's a sanctuary. And that's what I want to build. And I think it's a revolution. It's a freaking revolution. It's got to start somewhere. You know what I mean? So it's going to start there. I really hope so. All right, everyone. I'll see you guys on Sunday for my markets to look ahead. It's going to be lovely. Let's see what happens over this weekend. Expect anything. False flag, cyber attack, whatever they got to do. Love all you guys right back. Just be ready for it, right? So you're ready to do it. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Love each other. Care about each other. Be charitable. People, as I said, please think about all the stuff that we talk about every day. Let's put this week behind us, okay? Move forward here. We got this. We have always had it. Now we're really going to reach for it and pull it in. Sound about right to you? I really want to see you on my Freedom platform, all right? As I said, link in the description of this video. That's all.